White supremacist extremism is resurgent across the globe. In the United States, white supremacist ideologies inspire the highest name of terrorist incidents. They believe that women are less fit for leadership in society and in home. They are Islamophobic. Right? They also use Christian scriptures. They are anti-egalitarian. Throughout the world, white supremacist movements are influencing each other in real time via the internet, are seizing the opportunity of current uncertainties. And this is why we brought the different players together here, so we can provide accurate information about white supremacist and hate groups.
We see these white supremacists and other far-right extremists use harassment, use threats and violence as a means to undermine our most fundamental rights. White supremacy and other far-right ideologies used the election and the pandemic to drive violence and harassment and threats against not just individuals based on their race and religion, but also against our institutions. But we can use those same institutions as a means to fight back and hold them accountable and disrupt this horrific rising tide of hate.
And before I dehumanized anybody, I was dehumanized myself. And once I went through different experiences and different processes to rehumanize, then I can recognize the humanity in everybody else. And I truly believe that the level to which we dehumanize other human beings is a mere reflection of our internal disconnection and dehumanization. And you know what happens is it's not just a belief system. It's an identity. For me, it was who I was. It was what I watched. It was the friends I hung out with. It was the books I read, the music I listened to. It was the entirety of my being. And we have to take that into account, that challenge, when we're going to try and divert people out of that. And you know, one of the tricks is to separate the identity from the belief. But we must also be prepared to call people in. And I think just as you can't have mercy without justice, you can't have justice without mercy.
The more I got to know these guys, the more I became intrigued with, you know, what are the roots of hatred? You know, are they innate? Are they learned? And I think in part, at least, every single one of these formers that participated in this film, they had childhood trauma, shame, issues around their identity, absent fathers, conditions that really set them up for recruitment into these organizations. People who really felt a deep-seated need for, you know, some sort of belonging and meaning and community and sense of purpose and even power in some respects.
There aren't as many resources as there probably should be for something of this magnitude. So continuing the kind of almost citizen journalist approach to tracking white supremacist groups is really important.
We should have an honest dialogue about what's happening in America. What is the root cause of this? And there are many people on the fence in the middle who don't know how to think about this issue. And those are the people we need to target and we need to educate. So what is the solution? We need a holistic approach. So Wise Up, White Supremacy, is designed to re-educate the public on the nuances of this movement. And we want to reveal the core ideology that's common across white supremacist groups. We will define their motivations, their target enemies, and how they weaponize religion. And finally, we will equip communities to prevent extremist attitudes and resist white supremacist propaganda within the communities. Wise Up White Supremacy aim is to reach as many people as we possibly can. We'd like to do more public online e-learning to educate and equip students, allies, and faith leaders with in-depth knowledge about how to address white supremacy and hate groups. so people can rapidly respond to incidents of hate speech and violence defending against white supremacist groups within their communities in order to create a more informed and resilient public.